This is Debbie, and welcome to my Offbeat Journey to becoming a full-time location independent freelancer. I'll be sharing my tips and tricks as well as the realities of this offbeat lifestyle. Hey listeners, have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Lucky for you, I have created a new site that will help you learn how to launch, grow, and monetize your own show. I offer one-on-one mentorship programs, and I'm launching an ebook, How to Create a Profitable Podcast, that can help you take your podcast from hobby to profitable business. Visit howtocreateapodcast.com to learn more. Again, that's howtocreateapodcast.com. See you there. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of my Offbeat Journey, where I share with you what's been happening as I dive into the digital nomad lifestyle and the location independent lifestyle. So today I'm going to be diving deep into hobby versus profitable business because I see this a lot in my industry, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about it. Now, even before leaving my day job and when I started and failed 3 other businesses, I've always had an issue in figuring out when a hobby is just a hobby and when to turn it into a profitable business. I see this often in my industry where people are often focused on the creation part, the artistic part of it, but don't focus enough on marketing and creating actual income from all of their hard work, which is really interesting, right? Because you put so much work, blood, sweat, and tears into all of this amazing things that you've done, and you're not making money from it. Now, that's fine if it's really just a hobby that you want to do, and there's definitely nothing wrong with that, right? We all have those hobbies that we work really hard on that we just enjoy to do. But if you want to turn that into an actual business, there has to be a turning point where you also start focusing on other things. And that's really what I wanted to talk to you a lot about today. I've done this myself, hence all of the failed businesses. There's 3 of them. And I've definitely learned from that mistake. And whenever I talk to a newbie business owner, a newbie creative who's also a business owner, I see this a lot from them. And that is one of the main advice that I actually give them. And that is, don't just focus on creating, focus on monetizing as well. And I know that sounds really easy if you really think about it. Why would you start a business and not make any money? But again, it's really the roadblocks that we're placing on ourselves, especially those mental roadblocks, that's going to stop us from doing so many incredible things, like leaving that 9 to 5 to actually have a lucrative business. And that's one of the main things why we are doing that, because maybe we don't feel like it's not good enough, or maybe we are really scared to do all of these different things, and that's one of the first steps. Now, I do believe that taking a hobby and turning it into a profitable business is often really hard for most people, because we have this huge misconception that if we make money from doing something that we love, it can be ruined and we're selling out as creators. I've definitely made this mistake and I was still very unhappy. Now, that's really one of the biggest reasons for me. That was my aha moment, that I realized, okay, if I don't turn this passion, this thing that I really love to do, into a profitable business, I'm never going to be able to leave the job that I hate, right? And why am I going to leave a job to do something that I also hate? So it's just going to be another cycle. And that was really the point in my life that I knew something had to change. And also, I realized that finding a balance between doing what I love and making money from it has been a huge goal of mine. I wouldn't say that I've made my income goals yet, but I can say that I wake up every single day doing what I love to do, and I get paid to do it. And I think that's really a huge motivator for me, and a huge motivator for a lot of people who are also doing this type of lifestyle, being a freelancer, being a remote entrepreneur, being location independent, is we have all this freedom. And on top of that, if you're doing something that you really love to do, I guess it goes with the saying that if you do something that you love, you never work a day in your life. Obviously, that's not always true. You are going to be working. There are days where you're really frustrated, things that are really unmotivating you. And that's happened to me a lot. It's happened to me recently, like the last few weeks. Coming from vacation, you feel like you haven't done enough, or you're doing too much, but still nothing is happening. And at the end of the day, you have to look at this lifestyle, you have to look at this business that you have, and it's a long term game. As long as you're doing something every single day, if you are pivoting for yourself and it's the right decision for you, then at the end of the day, it's always going to be okay, because at least you're making the choices for you and what you need for yourself. However, there's also a fine line between love and hate. And I often get asked this: what do I do to keep that passion alive with your business, since you're doing it for money as well? Right. And that's the thing that a lot of people fear, is that once they take that hobby and turn it into their business, all of a sudden they're going to hate it. Well, folks, if you really love this, if you really love what you're doing, then it's probably not going to happen, or it's going to take something really tragic, or it's you're doing something that's really burning you out, that is going to make you not want to touch it. Now, this has happened to me one time before, and I can say it was because I was doing it overly too much. And again, one of the biggest mistakes that I did is I was doing it with so much passion, but again, I wasn't making money from it. So I actually had to leave that, not just from burnout, but also because it was just not sustainable. So that's another thing that you have to think about, is if you are just doing this and you're not focusing on also monetizing it, it's not going to be sustainable for you, and you're going to likely leave this and again go back to your day job. So think about that. Think about what you're doing. Why isn't this sustainable? Why can I do this long term? Is it because I'm getting burned out? Is it because I'm just not making enough money from this? What can I do to fix this? Now, if you're getting burnt out, obviously the fix to this is to take yourself away a little bit, even if it's just a day or two a week, that you are really doing something else. Maybe take another hobby, right? And, my answer to all of that is, if you have the passion, it's not often going to feel like work, and there's always going to be something that is motivating you. Another thing that I do is to make sure I have another side hobby so that I can escape that daily grind. Because, like with anything else, we often need a break, even from the things that we love. And it can be really easy to get caught up with everything that's happening, all the ups and downs, and really also not take care of yourself with all of these things that are happening. So, if you're at a point in your business where you're just creating and are too afraid to make money, or you're burning yourself out, then you need to stop. You need to take a step back and reevaluate what you're doing, what's working and what's not working, and really understand what you need to fix, whether you ask that within yourself, whether you ask somebody for help, whatever it is that you need to do, you just need to stop and think about what's the next step for you. And remember too, you deserve to be paid for all the hard work that you're doing, and there's really nothing wrong with you wanting to create that income. I want you all to join me in reevaluating our thoughts about money, and stop keeping your business as a hobby and really turn it into a profitable business. Now, if you're struggling with this issue and you want to talk to me about it more, I would love to really hear from you. So make sure you reach out at hello@theoffbeatlife.com and let me know how I can help you unblock those misconceptions. And yeah, let's talk about it. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. I really appreciate all of you and following me in this journey, and also for me to be able to help you become location independent as well. Make sure to go to theoffbeatlife.com because I have new articles coming in every month on more jobs, more online jobs, more remote work, more jobs that you can do from home that will help you get into this lifestyle too. So, thank you guys, and I can't wait to talk to you again next month. Bye bye. Hey, listeners, thank you for listening to this episode, and I'm so thankful for your support. I would love to hear your thoughts on this episode and get suggestions on guests, topics we can discuss, and so much more. Feel free to reach out at hello@theoffbeatlife.com and let me know what you'd like to hear. If you like the show, don't forget to give us some love and review on iTunes. Thank you again for being a part of this journey, and I can't wait to hear how your location independent story will unfold.